everybody, welcome back to part 2 on the Girl and the Dragon. We left you off in part 1 with this little clip here. This was like the last piece, so it got to this sort of stage where we are now. Now I've painted this all in sepia, Createx Illustration sepia. The actual image is black and white, and I just put it on the tablet and just put it into my sort of editing software and just put it through another colour filter, which turned it to sepia, because I like the sepia look. It's a little bit warmer than like the colder colours in the black and white. So we've gone sepia on this. Now in part 1 we worked the sepia, and then I dropped a little bit of black and just started just to see what it was look like, just toning it down with a little bit of black, going in on the hair. And now we've got a lot more just to work on this piece alone. We could do another video of 3 hours, 4 hours just on this, probably longer, just on that piece, but we've got all this to do. So I need to go back in and then start darkening it off, setting things back, bringing things forward, and you're sort of bouncing with your tones, pushing things back, bringing things forward, and you just continue doing that. Now I could have worked this like sort of like the photorealistic guys do, where you sort of just concentrate on the eye and you work the eye, and then you start working out, you move down to this piece and work all this piece in and move around it like in little sections, little like chunks, and move around. But I tend to like want to paint fast, and you'll see me sort of flit about. 1 minute I'll be putting the hair strands in here, then I move over here, put a bit here, then I move up here. And what I'm basically doing is it's sort of mapping the image out in one tone, getting all the pieces put together, and then I go back in and start to darken pieces off, and then move around and then darken pieces off, and then probably erase a bit and then go back in and then shade again and then back in again, and just work it like that. And you'll see me work round and sort of add the same amount of detail as I work round. I don't specifically home in on one place and put everything into that piece and then move to the next piece, everything into that piece. I'll just sort of like flit about and just put it all together in like little jigsaw sections and just tone it as I go. That's how I work. But everybody paints differently. Everyone has different ways of going around artwork. I just find this enjoyable, comfortable, fast, just sketching it out, nice and loose, and then go in and start sharpening things up. It's not everything has got to look razor sharp. It really hasn't, guys. Like, people will be thinking you've got to put all these real sharp. It just looks too much. Looking at things in nature, everything isn't sharp. You know, there's blurry bits, there's sharp bits, there's soft bits. You know, so that's what we have to do on this to make it look sort of resemble that. Now, another thing you're going to find as well, when you look at your tablet screen or your phone, you look at these images and they look great because you're staring at it on a 6" by say 3" phone screen or a 10 by 9 or whatever that is tablet screen. Yeah, it looks really sharp, looks brilliant. The minute you project it up and go like 20 times the size of it, because that would be like a phone screen sort of here, and you boom, you project it and blow it up, your line work can look completely alien. It really can. You can be looking at these tattoos and thinking, yeah, they look like tattoos there on the little screen there, they look great. You blow it up and you look at your line work and you think, what the hell am I looking at? And then you're trying to pinch and pull and look. Just in this band here is like just randomness, just weird little squiggles and shapes with different tones. And you have to put that into your blown up piece, but then you're trying to detail the blown up piece and put more and more and more and more into it to make it look tighter and tighter and tighter and sharper to resemble this. So this is why bigger pieces are lovely to work on, because you've got a lot of room. You really have. You've got loads more room on a bigger piece to work with your shields and go in, and with your airbrush. You've got a lot more room. When you start coming down on artwork and you're trying to do, if you were to try and paint that as detailed as that size would be, It's just like wool. It's everything's so tight and closed in. You're right on the trigger on minimal paint with the needle about 2 millimeters off the paper. With this, you can back off. It gives you a little bit more room. You've got a little bit more space to work with. So it's a bit more comfortable working bigger than it is going right up smaller. So have a go at painting bigger, guys. You will enjoy it. You've got a lot more room to work with, a little bit more comfortable. You can put a bit more spray down and it's just a little bit more fun. So we're going to continue on in sepia. I'm just going to blast this one out in sepia. So it's all matching sort of this colour here, all the way down. And then I'm going to add some colours to it. We're going to give it a go. Now, I went on Google and typed in, if you want to sort of find a right palette for you to work with, I just typed in sort of working in sepia, what colours will complement sepia? And then it goes boom, and then there's like loads of little links you can click on, and you can bring palettes up like this. So these are all warm tones, and we can use all these, will go nicely with this, because they're nice warm colours and they all complement each other. You're not putting like a neon pink there, which would look completely alien. You could do that, but it would just look completely alien and way too overpowering. So keeping with the warm tones, you can really warm this picture up, adding to it. And that's what we're going to do later. We're going to add some warm tones in here and just change it up and just see how it comes out, because it's all an experience, practice, trying different colours on your piece of artwork. So enjoy today's video, guys. Drop me in the first time lapse and I'll see you in the little intervals. Let's crack on. Right guys, we're going to have to finish this one here because I've been summoned by my wife. She's looking through the door at me right now, looking at the picture going, it's all right, it's just a picture, I'll be 5 minutes. So we've got it to here and we've got this piece in, nicely formed and in place, looking quite 3D, and we're going to make that pop more later in the next episode, because we're going to do some darks and we're going to do some colours and we're going to sharpen things up. Now the shield set I've got, the ones that you see me use on the channel, I'm usually using, they're basically for A3 size, they're all sort of A3 portrait size, so they're great for shapes like that. But when you start making bigger pieces, you need them bigger, like curved edges, to get the different shapes in working around a bigger piece. So I'll just cut some, in part 3 you'll see that, I'll just cut some random shapes with a scalpel. And we can hold pieces of cardboard up, job done, and just go around and start sharpening things up. Now because I've gone loose and light with the sepia, when we drop the real darker tones in, that's when we'll start to sharpen things up. We can punch the highlights out by either going with white, Posca paint pen, or we can slightly erase back on this. Not too much, but we can just punch out some soft erasing techniques on this as well. So we've got all them options. We've not gone too dark too quick, and that's what a lot of people make mistakes. They hammer the paint down because they want to see it like that, and then they can't go anywhere. They can't go less because it's too dark, and all they're going to do is just keep adding darker and darker and darker, and everything just goes too dark and it looks sort of two-dimensional. You're trying to make everything look three-dimensional and give things shapes. So that's why I have the darker tones, and that's why we've got that the right form, because it looks 3D. That's popping forward. That will pop forward even more. The dragon's head will come further forward more. The hair textures, we're going to drop some more darks in and overlay these and put some highlights in to make the hair look more realistic. The dragon will be a different colour. We're going to go warm greens and golds. Drop a nice bright eye on the dragon. Pump some highlights out. The tattoos I'm going to sink back with a little bit of colour. Some like warm, darkish sort of blues tones on the tattoos, coming down with some deep reds and things like that on the tattoos. And then we'll do a slightly tone on the top, over the top of this. Then we're going to drop some sort of like warm flesh tones just in on the cheeks, the lips, top here, into the top of the chest up here. Might drop a tone in the eyes. So we can just work it and just keep adding to it, you know, because we've not gone in too dark too quick. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. She's standing at the door looking at the picture. It's all right. It's all right. Maybe one day I'll have enough money to afford you a pair like that, my love. Now she's really going mad at the glass. So yeah, I'm going to have to end it here, guys. I will see you in the next one in part 3. Likes, shares, subscribe, it all helps the channel, guys. And donations, if you wanted to donate a coffee or £1 towards paint and things like that, it keeps the channel going. I'll leave a link to PayPal. So if you want to do a donation, much appreciated, guys. And I'll see you in part 3. Well, I may see you in part 3 because I think she's just picked something up like a broomstick and she's looking at me now. So yeah, see you in the next one. Cheers.